That was a cold stop there.
That's all right.
Hard stop.
It's all right. It's 8 o'clock. It's March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We've been celebrating, I think, for the entire month of March.
Holy smokes, have we ever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. I'm Abby Ferdman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a packed 2 hours to get through right here on ARC Rochester, so we want to run down what we have brewing for you this Monday.
Yeah, coming up this morning, Stephanie Joseph will be breaking down some developing political news for us in today's Political Pulse.
Yeah, she joins us from the live desk with more. Hey, Steph.
Yeah, good morning there, guys. In today's Political Pulse, we're following more developments in D.C. as the Trump administration moves forward with deportations of alleged gang members. Now, the Trump administration continuing with those flights despite a federal judge ruling what 18th century law the president is invoking for those deportations. Also, Russian President Vladimir Putin and President Trump are expected to meet tomorrow. Hear what Trump hopes will come from that meeting. And growing protests over Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil. He's a graduate who led pro-Palestinian protests on Columbia University's campus. The concerns that loom after he was detained by ICE over those demonstrations. Plus, confirmation hearings continue on Capitol Hill. What happened on Friday as Trump's pick to lead the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, Dr. Mehmet Oz, faced senators. That's coming up in our 9 o'clock hour.
All right, Steph, thanks so much. Hey, and then later, we are getting our workout on this morning. Our friend, tall trainer Jeremy Biernat is in the building. He's going to join us in studio with some Irish-themed exercise. Bottoms up, bottoms up.
There you go. And then later, we're continuing to celebrate Women's History Month by highlighting local women-owned businesses. And today we're profiling the People's Choice Kitchen and all of the amazing work that they do for our community.
And then coming up, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, baby. We're going to be learning more about a special flavor contest being held at one local ice cream shop and how you can submit your own idea.
Yeah, and then later we're helping you recover from St. Patrick's Day weekend. We'll be running through some of the best and strangest hangover cures.
Yeah, producer Ashley, are we going to be able to sample any of these?
I think once you hear them, you won't want to sample them.
Oh.
But I mean, to each their own.
I don't know. I could go for like some sort of greasy breakfast sandwich.
Are you really? I feel excellent.
No, I feel fine.
You feel fine.
I'm tired because, honest to God, because I ate 9 pounds of chocolate yesterday before bed.
Listen, I don't bad for you. I don't, because you didn't share it at all.
I know. I have some in my desk drawer. I brought some of it to work to get it out of the house.
But it's in your desk drawer.
Yeah. So that I can tap into it later.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Before all of that, we have to get our first check of the forecast. Meteorologist Marty Snyder standing by this morning. Marty, what happened? Like we went from real nice to subpar.
Yeah, and that's it. The bottom just dropped right out there. We're in the 70s, but now we're back into the 30s. And kind of think we're going to hold there today for a lot of the day. You see that cloud cover staying a little stubborn right now. And I think that's going to be the theme, especially for the first half of the day. 34 currently, so we're above freezing, but just by a couple degrees. And today's one of those days we just aren't going to change temperatures much. We're going to hold in that 30s range. It may move around a little bit, but just kind of centered in that mid-30s range. A couple lucky places may hit the upper 30s, but that should be about it. I think the bigger change that we'll see as we head later into the day is the fact that we're going to see more sun work in from west to east across the area. We'll get back into some of that sun, and then temperatures finally bounce back a little bit over upcoming days, at least for Tuesday and Wednesday. Those numbers move, approaching 60 tomorrow, approaching 70 into Wednesday, and then those numbers slide back a little bit for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. But again, at least we try to warm things up a little bit as we head through the next couple days, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Those look like the two warmer days of this week.
We need that.
Yeah.
We need that 70 degrees.
It'll be nice.
It'll get us through the rest of early spring. I suppose Thursday is the first day of spring.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
So last day of winter is probably going to be one of our warmest days this week, of course.
Good deal.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, let's get to Off the Top this morning. We'll kick off with some stories that have piqued our interest this Monday morning. I will start out kind of a follow-up to last week's discussion about AI careers. So last week we talked a little bit about the use of AI court reporters out in Arizona. And they'll be responsible for covering court cases, summarizing information, and essentially kind of working as like press secretaries for the courts. You covered that story. So now there's a new bot in town with a job that could help solve issues in a field where there's a significant labor shortage.
Okay.
We're talking about AI nurses. This right here is Anna. And she's part of a new introduction of AI into the healthcare industry. The bots are responsible for monitoring patients' vital signs, creating step-by-step routines for patient care, and also they'll be responsible for alerting professionals during emergency situations. They can also call patients to help them prepare for appointments, give them those reminders. If you're getting ready for surgery, you know how they call and they say, don't eat beforehand, get there at this time. So bots like Anna would be responsible for doing that. And they can also answer your questions before your visit. So, you know, sometimes you can't necessarily get in touch with the doctor or the nurse beforehand. The people that have launched this AI nurse are saying this is an opportunity for you to get some of those questions answered. They are available 24/7. They speak a variety of different languages and are fluent in those languages. And yeah, that is Anna. So a lot of hospital representatives are very excited about this. They are supporting this. They're saying this is going to help the nurses from getting burnt out, right? From being overworked. They're also saying it's going to help their actual nurses be more efficient in their day-to-day lives. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is also supporting this. He said that AI nurses could be, quote, as good as any doctor, focusing specifically on the care that could be provided in rural areas. So, however, nursing unions are saying this is a dangerous road to go down. And I'm going to give you an example right here. There was an incident in Nevada where the hospital's AI system flagged a patient for having sepsis, which is deadly, right? So the AI bot said, essentially, we need to give this patient lots and lots and lots of fluids. However, the nurses went back and started doing a little bit of investigating before they actually started pumping the patient full of fluids. Turns out the patient was being treated with dialysis. Oh. So that would have possibly killed the patient.
Yeah.
So they're saying, you know, this isn't a good thing for every aspect of the industry. And there have been more than 20 demonstrations at hospitals around the nation from these nurses unions saying, we don't want this. You know, they cannot do the job that we can do, these robots. And yeah, those on the other side say that this will help fill some of the nursing shortages that we've seen around the nation. More than 100,000 nurses left the workforce during the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the biggest drop-offs in decades. Yeah. So my question to you is, what do you think about this? You were in support of court AI reporters. I want to know your thoughts on this.
Well, let's find. What's her name?
Anna.
Anna, take a look at this rash for me right here.
Disgusting. It's so gross.
It's a joke. Come on, people. Listen.
Do you think that she could do that, though?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's. I would like to know what the capabilities of something like this are.
Yeah.
However, when, you know, there's always going to be, no matter how many tests you do, there's always going to be very specific cases where the system fails. The system does not work as planned, which is why I think it's so important that there's human oversight.
Yeah.
Because it's got to have a human touch. Otherwise, it's not going to work out well for anyone. And I think there's also the AI's not going to have, I would imagine, it would not have the bedside manner that an actual healthcare provider, human being, would or could have.
Okay, so I completely agree with you. It kind of reminds me a little bit of when you call 1-800 numbers and there's the bot and they're like, we're here to help you. Speak into the microphone for what you need. Yeah. So on Friday, I lost my debit card and somebody immediately took it and tried to spend my money. So I got an issue with that. I'm trying to call the bank. I'm trying to get on the phone with representatives. Guess what?
Where did you lose it?
At the plaza on Jefferson.
Boy.
I know. Immediately tried to spend my money. Whoever you are, I got some things to say to you. But trying to get on the phone with the bank representatives, guess what? practically impossible. You can't talk to anyone. And you know, I feel like a lot of times there are certain situations that need to be explained. It can't just be talked about in one or two words.
Yes.
And I fear that could be a very big problem when it comes to the healthcare industry, because clearly there's a problem with the banking.
Yeah, you don't want to be yelling at the AI, put the scalpel down, put the scalpel down.
Exactly.
Like, that's not a situation you want to be in.
1000%.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I think technology, this certainly could be something that could pave the way could be game-changing in the future, but always off to a hesitant and slow start. Slow and steady is how you have to approach these things. You can't just let Anna start answering phone calls and writing scripts.
Yep.
Because that's not going to end well.
Yep. Very true.
Would you call Anna?
I would not call her. If she called me, I'd probably be a little concerned.
Yeah.
I think it would depend on the scenario, too.
Okay.
If I was getting ready for an appointment and she called and said, you know, be ready by 6 a.m., don't eat anything, you know, no makeup, which is what I think they said the last time I went into surgery.
You'd be fine.
I would be fine. But if I go to the hospital and I'm on the phone with a bot and they're like, oh, you need penicillin, I'd be like, ah.
I mean, if you're at the hospital and this is who they're giving you, I would question why you're at that particular facility.
Yeah, and we know how hard our doctors and nurses work, especially in the
100%.
Rochester community. We're so fortunate to have amazing healthcare providers. So I don't see the need for it here.
I don't think Anna's taking over anytime soon. All right. Here's a question for you. Imagine if we had to dismantle a towering symbol of freedom and ship it halfway around the world, or at least, I don't know, 3,500 miles from home. Imagine having to do that. Well, that's what one French lawmaker kind of wants us to do. So French politician Raphael Glucksmann has suggested the U.S. should return the Statue of Liberty to France. He said, France originally gifted the statue as a symbol of democracy and liberty, but if the U.S. despises it, then maybe they should give it back to their original home. Not despises the statue, despises liberty and democracy. His comments are aimed at supporters of Donald Trump, supporters of Elon Musk, arguing that they align with policies that undermine democratic values. This is some gorgeous imagery, though, that we do have of the Statue of Liberty. I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of seeing it in person.
No.
Primo. Probably looked great when it didn't have the patina, but I think that the patina's grown on me. His remarks, though, they're sparking debate. And if you look on social media and you look up Statue of Liberty or hashtag Statue of
Oh, no.
Do you remember that?
I do.
The Statue of Liberty. And look up the Statue of Liberty. It's a hotbed for some strong emotions. Now, does this politician actually mean dismantle it and ship it back? No, I don't believe so. I think this is solely to call attention to what he thinks are the shortcomings in American politics right now. Ashley, I'm going to ask if we can bring up a couple of these tweets, because I did pull up a couple of ones that are kind of comical. Yeah, France trying to repo the Statue of Liberty. I mean, that's just great. That's funny. You have to laugh at that. Then you've got this one. How about no? Dr. Evil there. Then there's this one. Is this legit or just a pile of excrement?
It's a valid question.
It is. It is a very valid question, and I liked that we called it a pile of excrement. And then he needs to research history before he toots his own horn. And I just want to remind all of you out there, in World War I, over 2 million American troops were sent to liberate France from German occupation. Some of you, well, probably none of you out there remember that, but we all remember it from history class. In World War II, the U.S. played a leading role in liberating France, D-Day, storming the beaches of Normandy. So to ask for something like this back seems like a pretty big ask and a pretty big statement, I guess you could say. Some people taking offense to that statement, obviously, given the sacrifice that thousands of Americans made for France and for the French people. But it definitely does spark a debate and ask questions about what the Statue of Liberty does, have right at the base, and who it is asking to give, and what the U.S. stands for. But again, I really liked the tweets, and I've got some fun facts just about the Statue of Liberty because she's gorgeous. How many pieces did she arrive in, Abigail?
Oh, I've never even seen her in person. How am I supposed to know these fun facts? Let's see. She's pretty big. I would say 300.
350 pieces in 200 crates.
Wow.
Her torch in 1986 was replaced with a 24-karat gold leaf-covered version. This was during a restoration project. I'm not 100% sure why we've let her just patina like that. Do you think it would look better, copper, original?
No, I think I really...
We like the green?
I do, yeah.
We like the green? Okay. What size are her shoes? I think they're more sandals.
Are we talking about, like, in regular person, what it would be equivalent to?
Yeah, if you could find them in a store. What size would they be?
I think like a 12.
No. No, the size of her actual foot. What size shoe is Lady Liberty asking when she goes to Payless?
20
doesn't
feet?
exist. She's asking for a shoe size of 879.
Oh. A little bigger than 20 feet.
A little bit bigger than 20 feet. And did you know there's a mini Statue of Liberty?
I did.
That we gave back to Paris.
I did know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the Seine.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you like that?
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Interesting story. Lots of questions. Let us know your thoughts on both of these stories. You can email us at any time, news@13wham.com.
Certainly so. Time right now, 8:17. Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez, who is still celebrating St. Patrick's Day on company time.
Yeah, this guy, that's all he's done. And he only celebrates on company time. Doesn't do.
Didn't go to the parade, Lopez.
Wasn't the parade
Too
this
good for the
weekend,
rest of
Mr.
us.
Chris. Hey, don't forget you can take us on the go wherever you are. We are streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Last week, Chris Lopez got us ready for St. Patrick's Day and doing everything from traditional Irish food tasting to drinking to step dancing and sports.
Yes.
Played sports.
Yeah, so now it actually is St. Patrick's Day today, and the dancing continues. We'll go live to Chris Lopez. He's at Johnny's Irish Pub for some set dancing. Chris, we were making fun of you not too long ago about how you just like to celebrate on company time. So what are we doing now?
When 13 Wham's paying.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Shaq said, it's got to be on company time. I'll get the surgery, then I'll come back and join the team. And that's what today is on Monday, on St. Patrick's Day. I am here with Arlene. She is the founder of Rochester Country Irish Set Dancing. Did I get that right?
You got it right. Perfect.
And when it comes to that, how hard is it? It's different from what we were seeing with the step dancing.
Well, if you can waltz, it's wonderful. Or if you have the determination, or if you're fun, then anyone can do it. And anyone...
So you are telling me Dan Schrack and Abby Friedman cannot do this?
Well, I haven't met them.
No determination, right?
Oh, you got to have determination. you got to have fun. You have to want fun. And determined, yeah. And sometimes you got to be so determined that you never want to stop.
And how often you guys practice here?
Every Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30. Anyone is invited to come, and we give lessons as we go along. And you can wear any shoe that slides. And yes. Well,
Okay.
some sneaks.
I can rock these too. What kind of what shoes do you have on?
Well, I have dance sneakers. There are some Irish shoes that are nice, but I get a pair to fit me. So these are Irish dance shoes.
Arlene, how long have you been dancing?
Oh, for years and years. This group started about the early 80s of set dancing. We used to do Cayley dancing before.
You have a medal from Cayley dancing. I want you to point that out. That's not an ordinary necklace.
This also may be from set dancing. We did compete for a while too. This is a gold medal that I won in Buffalo, and we used to have so much fun competing. And I don't think the adults do it anymore, which is too bad because they used to have big parties afterwards too. And we have a bag of medals and trophies and. But the thing really for set dancing, and I've gone to competitions to watch in Ireland. The big thing is not really competition, it's to have fun.
Is that your favorite thing? I want to ask you, what's your favorite thing? Because you got to get out there and join your friends. What's your favorite thing? In one word, what can you tell me? Your favorite thing about set dancing?
Oh, dancing.
Dancing is...
Oh, yes, with feet. And having a cute partner. A lot of men like this. So that's really nice. So, men, please come and join us, okay? And so shall I say...
yes, I forgot what to say, but...
Slånagut. Slånagut means I'm saying goodbye, and he's saying Slånlet.
Slånlet. I'm going to let Arlene get into her dancing.
Okay.
I'm with Jim Gilmore.
Slånlet, Arlene.
Jim, when it comes to this bar here, you have a lot of Irish heritage coming here. We're in a very special room, but you're holding a proclamation. Can you describe that? I don't want you holding that without talking about it.
No problem. This is a proclamation that occurred on Friday the 7th, 10 a.m. County Executive Bello and Mayor Evans proclaimed March as Irish American Heritage Month here in Rochester and Monroe County. This is the 10th year now that they've been doing it locally. Since 1991, the United States President has declared and proclaimed Irish American Heritage Month in March from then on.
And then I want to get into the dancers over here. Check this out, guys. Look at this. I'm going to send it back to studio on this note here.
That's nice. The sequins?
Yeah.
I think I could pull that off.
1000%.
Green would look good on me too. Chris, see if you can get that jacket for me.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Time right now, 8:25. When we come back, a check of the forecast with meteorologist Mark McLean.
Ark Rochester is back on the other side of the break.
8:27, welcome back. What are you laughing at?
Just all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's one of those days.
It is.
Mark is here, giving us a look at our St. Patrick's
Based on the
Day
smiles.
forecast. Yeah.
Mark
yeah.
has been here for a little while today.
Yeah. What time did
Mark
you get
came
here?
in a little early for work today,
How early?
like 4 hours.
He thought he was filling in today, and he wasn't filling
Well,
in.
actually, I was getting sick of the morning commute, so I just wanted to be.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That makes so
Yeah.
much more sense.
The couch in the green room is also really comfy.
It is.
So.
It is.
Is that where you went?
I did, but I had to take the back cushion off of it. There was not enough room for me to lay. Like I had to sprawl out. You know.
Tall guy.
That's right.
Yeah, we need one that pulls out into a bed.
Yes.
That's what
that
we
would
need,
be
a
nice.
convertible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What are we
Let's talk
talking
about the
about?
forecast. It's St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day. It's like our favorite day. Well,
Yeah.
your favorite day, my second favorite day.
Yeah. It's the for me. It's the unofficial death of winter.
Yes.
That's just the way it is, and it's also significant in the fact that we have more visible day length starting on St. Patrick's Day than darkness. So today we're up to 12 hours and 1 minute of visible day length versus 11 hours and 59 minutes
Rock on.
of darkness. So you know what we had yesterday for the first time? Speaking of spring-like things, we had severe thunderstorms in the area. And today's trivia question is, do you know the wind threshold for a storm to be considered severe in meteorology? And there's the answers: 70 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, 58 miles per hour, or 48 miles per hour.
May I ask a sidebar question here?
Sure.
Are these sustained winds, or is it a wind gust?
This would be a wind gust. Yep.
And does there just have to be one, or does there need to be a certain
For
number
that
of wind
threshold,
gusts?
yeah, for that threshold
Okay.
event. And it's for the potential of, so it doesn't, even though there's a severe thunderstorm warning
Yeah,
issue,
sure.
it may not actually get to that level
Okay.
at some point. So that's the question, the trivia question of the day.
Okay.
But
Can we see the options one more time?
is
Yeah,
it still
pull
up
that
there?
back
Oh,
up.
Let me go back. Yep, hang on. I think we got it. There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
And there's the options.
So we've got
70?
70, 50, 58, and 48.
48.
I think.
Okay.
You think you know?
I think I know.
Answer at 9 o'clock.
I will.
We will have that on at just after 9 and tell people. But
Yeah.
this is what we had yesterday. Check it out. This is all the, it wasn't everywhere all the time, but during the afternoon we had 22 reports of wind-related damage across the area. Some tree branches came down, some power issues there, but that's all long out of the picture at this point. The other topic that we've been talking about is now the warmest March on record. It's 7 degrees above normal through this date. Now, March of 2012 is the warmest March on record in Rochester. The second half of that month was sizzling, but we're cooling things off today. Temps in the 30s out there for you. Even some 20s showing up now off to the west of Rochester. And your forecast today, if you're a walker, looking pretty good. It's dry pavement out there. We don't see any issues with rain or ice or snow in the forecast. And this little guy's still dancing. The leprechaun is still dancing. St. Pat's forecast has temps in the mid-30s by lunchtime. Some slow clearing late in the day. We'll see those numbers in the upper 30s. And look at this, the last day of winter on the screen. Wednesday, 70 degrees.
Amazing.
What a way to end
Right?
it.
Yeah.
What a way to get rid of it. So spring comes in at 5:01 a.m. officially on Thursday. That's the equinox, although today is the, quote, equilux. And that's when we get more visible day length than darkness. So that's the weird one. 39 on Friday. It's
I
going to
think
cool
you're
off.
making that up.
Equilux?
They don't believe me.
That sounds
They never believe me.
It sounds very fancy.
equilux.
Equilux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to, sidebar, I used to have an Equinox.
Like the car?
Yeah.
What happened to it?
Yeah, it kind of started falling apart.
Yeah.
When you have to pull out on the fender to open the passenger door, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
A
agree.
little rust down there.
Can we talk about that, though?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 days, right? 3 days. 50.
Do you remember when it was like 30 and
Yeah.
40 and 50
Yeah.
and we were just grasping at straws?
Yep.
And we were talking each other off a ledge every morning saying, guys, it'll be here, we promise.
And now the little crocus are coming up out
Here
there.
it
The
is.
snowdrops are popping. You see the little
Yeah.
flowers all over the place now.
It's amazing
We're
how
there.
hardy those bad
We're
boys
good.
are.
We're there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yipper.
Mark. Time right now, 8:32. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester.
We're back right after this.
6:34. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. We're going to kick things off this half hour by getting the blood flowing this Monday morning.
Yeah, since it's St. Patrick's Day, of course, we had to add a little bit of an Irish twist to this segment. Tall trainer Jeremy Biernat. Jeremy, what is the Irish name for you today?
No, I don't have one, but I do know I could say the good greeting. Top of the morning to you.
There you go.
All right. And
there
if I go too much farther on trying to be have an Irish accent, it does sound more like pirate.
Okay.
So
fair.
I shouldn't go too much farther.
Fair enough.
Than just that right there. But for St. Patrick's Day, like right now at our gym there are people doing, we call it the Luck of the Irish workout. So to capture the theme of the day, luckiness. In there. So they're rolling dice, they're flipping cards over to decide what the next exercise is going to be.
Okay.
And so putting together like a little system like this, so like if you wanted to take advantage of this, just keep in mind the magic of flipping the dice or flipping over or rolling the dice, flipping a card is the fact that you sometimes get to do it again, even though you just got done doing it. So as you are structuring the workout, you want to make sure it's where you go, okay, I would survive that at least.
It's a luck of the draw.
If I had to do it another time. So I usually say like 3 is the most.
Okay.
I'll intervene for luck if it gets more than that. But you string 6 exercises together for dice. And you get 4 exercises for the different suits of the cards.
Wow.
Okay.
And so you flip and go, and so you could do that for a minute, or you could do it a certain number of repetitions. All right, and this gives you a chance. So if you do it from either way, you probably have one of those blocks about 10 minutes. After about 10 minutes of flipping and doing that same set, you have a chance to repeat a few times, and then you're probably ready to move on to a different set.
Fair enough.
So I think you guys are going to post on the website 3 different sets of exercises that people could do, and I can demonstrate a few.
Yeah, what are those exercises?
So I have like the beginning ones, just like the warm up. So you got high knees. So number 1 is high knees. So you roll that. You got that. You got jumping jacks. Good classic. So just gently getting things going. Side steps.
Looks like the leprechaun dancing on the.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that guy. I saw that guy, right?
He does on the weather graphics.
He did a little thing, right?
Yes, he does. Look at this. This is great.
I saw that little graphic guy, yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
You could do that one, too.
Yes, you could do that, too.
Shoulder circles, just good classic. Get the shoulders warmed up and things like that, too. And then fast feet and a tap back. All right, and so between those, I kind of chose those exercises as they're great for warming up, getting just general good warm up and prep. And so you run that through like 10 minutes, alternating through some of those things, you're gotten good and warm. And then the other blocks, you can start getting into a little more resistance training. I like the 6 for different resistance exercises. And I like the 4, so if you're doing cards, the 4 suits for like cardio.
Okay.
Options.
Okay.
So you got mountain climbers and burpees and, you can throw the jumping jacks back in, on that and, punch in the air or something like that. And you also have suits on that. And that's pretty good. You get a pretty good thing going on, and at least keep your interests for a little bit there. You go, I don't even know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
But if somebody said do 3 minutes of burpees, you'd be like, no.
Jeremy,
but at least you get to find out one at a time.
Let me ask, if you just happen to have a pounding headache on this Monday morning for whatever reason.
Whatever it could possibly be. Yeah.
How do you get through this?
How do you get through this?
Power through?
You probably should drink a lot of water.
You should.
You probably should have had a little more last night, too, just before bed.
Not that Dan's speaking from experience.
How about the pounding headache there? that could lower it, too.
Yeah.
But maybe some soft music and some dim lighting or something. Could be nice.
Fair.
Could help you manage.
Other kind of resistance training that we can mix into this at all?
Yeah, so I mean, you can almost, the sky's almost the limit, but I mean, you got the classics of like the push-ups, things like that. You can include some equipment, so you got the bands or some weights doing a row, in there. When you're putting a workout like this together, you got 6 different options. You kind of want to think like you got to get something for the legs, probably something for the abs, a pushing exercise, a pulling exercise, and then maybe another one. Maybe throw a little biceps in there or triceps. So if you get like a main pushing, a main pulling, either a lunge or a squat, some good hard ab one, and you start go through those, and sometimes you go like this ab one. I got the ab one 3 times in a row, and you're like, this is a great day.
Yeah.
This is a great day.
This is a great day.
Yeah, like one of my favorites.
I also feel that way.
We got the X crunch. Is one of the ones we've been doing. We got them doing today. So you go up, reach to that foot, reach back.
Those are my favorite.
There's that one, yeah.
What's the
help out the headache,
website
too.
at home for people to go and learn more?
Talltrainer.com is really good, and we're doing a giveaway. If they go to talltrainer.com/win, they could win potentially 2 months with us.
Perfect. Quickly, upper body workout here, Jeremy. We're doing keg stands live in studio.
Doing keg stands.
Let's see if you can do this.
Oh my
Boy, I don't
Come
know.
on.
That seems dangerous.
Come on.
I can get up. Hey.
That's
Wow.
impressive. That's impressive.
Oh, boy.
Good work.
Going the
Good
rest of the
work,
way, I don't know.
Really
Going the rest of the way, I don't know.
Hey, stick around.
Easier
We've got
to
a lot
lift it.
more to
Easier to
come
lift
right
it.
here on Rochester. Chris Lopez is celebrating St. Patrick's Day the traditional way for us this morning.
Don't forget, take us
part of
on
the
the
headache?
go. Wherever you are, we're on YouTube
That's
right
the
now.
cause.
Wow. Oh my God. In your community this morning, after a weekend of celebrating St. Patrick's Day, we are celebrating on the actual St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, Chris Lopez is at one of the places to be Irish, Johnny's Irish Pub. And for his final report this morning, the celebrations that are getting some traditional Irish music. Chris, do you have a band behind you?
I don't have a band at all. There's a band in the next room, but we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But I do have John Ryan right next to me. He is the chair of the Irish Musicians Association, or let me see if I can get this. Coltis Kiltoriaran.
Pretty good.
That's how out of 1 to 10.
Yeah, you had Coltis Kiltoriaran. That's very good.
Coltis Kiltoriaran. Okay. You guys have a big month. Sure. A ton of, that's really an understatement. How much, performances do you guys go do out and about?
We're very, very busy. It's a busy month, and it's hectic and it's a little wild. People probably wouldn't wear feathers on Indigenous Peoples Day or blackface on Martin Luther King Day, but St. Patrick's Day, people feel free to sort of let loose, and the more stereotypical elements of Irish culture are highlighted. But we're here year-round playing Irish music, and we're happy to present free music all the time, year-round, not just in March.
And how big is the group? How big is the association?
Our membership is about 150, but we reach a lot more people than that. And we've got programs like the Irish Set Dancers, affiliated programs like that, and we teach lessons at the Hochstein School of Music.
Okay.
All sorts of great stuff that's going on.
And if someone wants to learn how to play and they want to join you guys, how do they go about doing that? Because you guys have a pretty interesting group.
Sure, we've got learner sessions all the time. If you go to our website of irishrock.org, ROC, of course, you can see all the sessions that we've got, and we've got learning sessions right here at Johnny's on the last Sunday of every month. It's been going for about 20 years now. And you can come by and they play at a nice slow pace, and you can kind of learn how to play at your own pace. Or you can take lessons with me over at Hochstein. There's lots of options for people to learn how to play the music or to learn how to do the dancing.
And what's the reception that you guys get throughout this month? Obviously, you have St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be big today. But underrated is a lot of people don't know that it's Irish American Heritage Month, and you guys perform throughout the month.
Mm-hmm.
What's the reception like when you go into these different spots?
Well, it's huge. It's huge. People love the dancing, but often the dancing, they have canned music, and it's out of a CD or an iPod or something like that. But when they see the music really the way it's supposed to be, with the music and the dancing in one, as you've been showing on your program here, there's something about that lift of seeing the musicians and the dancers playing off each other that really enlivens the soul, and people just love it, yeah.
And what do you play?
I play the accordion, the button accordion, concertina, the tin whistle. I'm all over the place.
And I'm going to let you join Ben, who is in here with some of the dancers. Guys, check this out. We have the dancing going on. We have the musicians going on. Ben is up here playing a solo. He's been rocking it out throughout the morning. John is going to hop on. I'm going to send you guys back to studio with the performance. Johnny's opens at 10 o'clock today. I'd imagine a ton of Irish pubs are going to be open at that time. You can come here at Johnny's or go celebrate at a place like Mocha. Name it. They're going to have music, dancing, food, all today on St. Patrick's Day. Back to you guys in studio.
What do you think, Dan? Ready for round two
Yeah.
after this weekend?
Oh, 100%.
Let's go.
Are you? I need a solid 30 days.
I know. We're going to do it together.
Yes.
30
Yes.
days.
30 days.
Love it.
Until, I don't know, National Stout Day on Wednesday this week, when we inevitably crack a cold one out here for you to enjoy.
Yeah.
Hey, stick around. When we come back, it's this week's edition of Health in a Handbasket.
Yeah, there we go. We're back after this.
6:49. March is National Nutrition Month, and when it comes to food, it is so much more than just fuel for your bodies. It's a way of connecting us to our family, our culture, and our community.
Yeah, for this morning's Health in a Handbasket, we're exploring the many ways food can bring us together and how we can use it to create healthier, more meaningful connections in our daily lives. We have registered dietitian nutritionist Elissa Strassman with us this morning. And Elissa, this is great. This is really an interesting segment. I love it.
This is something I think for me, the thing that I love about food, because it really is such a rich history of like who we are as people. As we think about what shapes us individually, a lot of that is wrapped up into our own experiences. And as we think about food and the memories created around food that can really shape who we are as people individually. So I just brought some different things, like as I was preparing today, I was trying to think of all the different ways that we connect through food. And even, when we think about connecting through food, just sharing in that experience with others is something that can help us both mentally and physically in supporting our health and overall well-being. And so, it's not just about the food that we eat, but also the connection that we have to others that can greatly impact us.
So many memories that people have of grandparents, great aunts or uncles spending time in the kitchen making those holiday cookies, the Sunday dinners and the pasta and all of that. And a lot of that is wrapped up, and there's a sense memory to it too. You smell a food and that's what you think of.
Yeah, that's so funny that you say that. The other day we had gathered at my sister's house for a football game, and she had made one of my Grandma Strassman's recipes, and I walked into her door, in through the door, and I just go, oh my God, it smells like Grandma Strassman's house, because it was that wafting like smell and the aroma that just brought you right back to that experience and that connection to your grandmother. But there's other ways that we are influenced and that shape our connection to food, and it can be through friends. I don't know if you've ever had experiences with friends that introduced you to new foods or that impacted your food or eating experiences as you've grown up. You're shaking your head, so I'm curious, do you want to share?
Oh, I mean, it's really dumb. It's really lame.
No, it's not.
My friends, we do like a crab boil, and I'd never had one until I started hanging out with them. We've got this huge pot, and it's like a big thing that we do, and it's really fun. It's like a good summertime memory.
Yeah.
I got into Chinese food on Christmas from several Christmases away from family and spending it in New York and in Chinatown, and made some great friends there.
Yeah, it's really cool how these experiences not only connect us to our own culture, but also open up the opportunity for us to learn about different cultures and different cuisines and just different values and different systems. It's so funny that you were talking about your friend. Now it's like St. Patrick's Day, and I know I don't have a lick of Irish in me. And my friend, my roommate in college, it was the first time I was ever exposed to corned beef. I didn't even know what corned beef was until college, and she wanted to share her family's tradition of corned beef and cabbage with me. I remember that I think our house smelled like corned beef and cabbage for days after she made it, but I will never forget that. But there's other ways, even just thinking about our geographic location and how that connects us to our community. Can you think of something specific to our own region?
Well, yeah,
that we all share?
Yeah, you've got the garbage plate.
Yeah.
You've got the white hots.
Yeah, we're both from Buffalo, so you've got wings
and
there,
pizza.
And pizza.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
When I was working at SUNY Oswego, I did not know what chicken riggies were.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so funny, my supervisor had gotten me this book because he knew that we did pasta on Sundays at my house, and he had given me this Italian cookbook. But I remember just working at SUNY Oswego, I was first exposed to chicken riggies, and I had no idea what the heck they were. But also it connects us to our environment. Like we think about our local farmers and our restaurant, the restaurants that are around here, all of that, we're supporting our community and being involved, and we're learning about other people's cultures and their foods, and being exposed to that, while also creating memories around, like, can you think about like how we celebrate certain occasions, and oftentimes it's around food or
absolutely,
or these social experiences.
We've got about 30 seconds left for somebody sitting at home who wants to learn more about how they can incorporate this and community into their daily lives and their daily meals. Where can they follow you on social?
Yes, they can go to Facebook, Elissa Strassman, RDN-CDN, or they can go to my website, elissastrassman.com.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Good to see you, Elissa.
Thank you.
Time right now is 8:55. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester.
Stick around. We're back after this.
Good Monday morning. I'm Stephanie Joseph. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your ARC Rochester news break. Breaking overnight, one person is dead after a house fire in the Lyle Lotus neighborhood. Take a look here at this video from the scene. Crews rushed to Farley Avenue just before 11 last night, finding the victim inside the home. They were pronounced dead at the scene.
There was a report of a person trapped, so companies worked quickly to secure water, make entry, do a search, and then also extinguish the fire.
Firefighters had the flames under control in 20 minutes. The victim's identity has not yet been released, and the cause of this fire is still under investigation. Arraignment today for a Livingston County man charged with manslaughter after a deadly altercation in Avon. Authorities say just before 2 yesterday morning, they found a victim in medical distress on West Main Street after a reported fall. The victim was rushed to the hospital where they later died. Investigators say a fight broke out at the scene and 61-year-old Jonathan Mills was involved. He's now charged with manslaughter, but officials say more charges could follow. The victim's identity has not been released. Mills was set to be arraigned this morning in Livingston County Court. 3 people with outstanding warrants are awaiting new charges after a police chase ended in Rochester. Police say it started with a reported robbery at Runnings on Lake Road in Sweden. A 40-year-old woman and a 54-year-old man took off in a stolen vehicle from Seneca County, leading police on a chase that ended on Shiloh Avenue. Both suspects were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. A third suspect, a 46-year-old man from Niagara Falls, was also taken into custody. Police say all three have multiple outstanding warrants and new charges are pending. A Rochester man is in the hospital after he was hit by a car on the city's west side. Police say it happened just before 7 last night on Chilai Avenue near Wellington. We're told the 43-year-old had just gotten off an RTS bus when he was hit. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver involved, a 47-year-old woman, was ticketed for unlicensed operation. An annual statewide burn ban is now in effect across New York. It's been in place since 2009 and aims to prevent brush fires during the dry spring months. The Department of Environmental Conservation says the ban discourages people to burn things unless it's for a small campfire or for cooking. The ban comes just weeks after a large brush fire broke out in Suffolk County, requiring significant efforts from fire crews to contain it. Now, for all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit our website, 13wham.com. Stick around. Our Rochester is back right after this.
O'clock on this Monday morning, March 17th, a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. Meteorologist Mark McLean here once again with a look at the forecast.
Yeah.
As we go into the week, we're starting things out with cooler temps, but just in time for the end of winter. Oh, boy, we are ending on a high.
Wish I could wear green.
I wish you could, too.
Yeah, that
It's
would
my
be
favorite
nice.
color, and it's the only color I can never wear.
What shade of green, though? Like any green?
Kelly green?
Yeah, it depends on the time of the year. Like
Okay.
in the summertime, it can be darker because it's a brighter time of the year. But in the winter, it has to be lighter because it's a darker time of the year. Like,
Fair.
Like a lime green, kind of.
Okay.
So, just a variation of it.
Okay.
All right.
It's one of the hardest colors for nature to reproduce because it's right in the middle. You remember Roy G. Biv?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So G's right in the middle. It's usually the color that's most difficult to see. You sometimes get a green flash at sunset, something like that. It's just a difficult color for our sky to produce, I guess.
Look at that. You learn something new every day.
All right, let's produce an answer for our trivia.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
remind people of the question, though.
Okay, the question was, we had some severe weather in the area yesterday. Do you know what the threshold for wind has to be before that storm is considered severe? And the options were 70, 50, 58, or 48 miles per hour.
I was going 58 miles an hour. Before we show the answer,
Okay.
do we want to look at the comments?
Yeah, let's look at
first?
some comments. Sure.
Wait, I'm going with B. I'm going with 50.
50. Okay. Okay, and Dennis says he'd say 70 to be severe. 70 is almost to a tornado force or minimal strength hurricane. That starts at 74, so that would be well up there. 48 is Charles says 48. That's a little low.
Oh, then Charles said his own guess was wrong.
Steve's got it.
Yes!
And so does Dan.
Yes!
You are on fire.
58 it is.
It is. And yesterday, just as a reference, the peak gust that we had, even though we did have numerous thunderstorm warnings, 53 at the airport. There may have been some spots around town, of course, that did reach that threshold, especially south of Rochester and east. We did have some damage reports there. But, what it means when you get wind like that is change in weather. And look at that drop from yesterday to today so far. And that's going to stand as the high temperature for the day because that was actually around midnight this morning when it was still in the 40s. So we went from 72 to 46. And, wind is always the intermediary to that. Temps today are going to kind of stay where they are, even fall back slightly with some late day sunshine and the forecast ahead. look at the 30s bookending in the 70 in the middle of this week. If you've lived here for a long time, you know that this is what you get this time of the year. We may even be in the mid 70s there for Wednesday. By the way, that is also the last day of that winter. Spring begins.
Look at that.
5:01 a.m. on Thursday. So looking forward to the vernal equinox.
Got to mow that lawn.
That's right. Soon enough, right? Soon enough. The extended forecast, again, will turn cooler. But, all things considered, Thursday looks like the wet day this week. We're going to find some of those numbers back in the upper 30s by Friday, back into the 40s by this weekend with some sunny breaks around. It's a changeable time of the year, but it's St. Patrick's Day is always an optimistic time for me.
Yeah, very true.
I look forward to it. And not only the city does a great job with the parade. I mean, they said it was the single biggest event, right, that they have.
I believe
people
it,
coming down for any given day. So, and we had the weather to match up with it. Unfortunately, caught a quick shower during that.
Did we ever?
Oh yeah, it came and it went. But there must have been, I don't know how many thousands of people.
Oh yeah,
it was great to see everybody there.
It was a lot of fun being out there.
It was great.
Ashley, do we have any
pics?
Do we have pictures?
Oh,
We do.
there you go.
We
Dan,
do.
you didn't make this one.
I didn't. No, listen. I
that's right.
saw
Get down.
you guys
There he
taking
is.
that
There he is.
picture as I was approaching. I was running behind.
There he is. And we ran out of beads.
We did, yeah.
We did.
I feel like we did that last year too.
I don't.
I think we got to order double.
If we filled the weather tracker with beads, I think we would still run out of beads. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's just
That's fair.
It's like hotcakes.
I can't say no to people.
I got yelled at for throwing beads.
Did you?
I did.
Who?
I went upper deck over by what's the
yelled at you?
Irish
Who yelled
place
at
there?
you, though?
Some guy like 10 rows back is like beads, and I'm like,
And somebody
him.
yelled at you?
yeah.
Don't they know that you're meteorologist
Yeah.
Mark McClain?
And that we have great accuracy.
Yeah. His aim right on.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
All the time.
Yeah. Sunshine and 65 Saturday.
Yeah. I don't know where that rain shower came
Oh,
from.
did it? It rained. Oh.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
a little while.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't work on Friday.
That must be. Yeah. That must be
It
it.
was all the pie.
Listen, it was a blast though
It was.
out there. Huge shout out to everyone who
Yeah.
we saw.
It was great to meet you guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Lots of selfies.
Lots of
cameras.
selfies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of selfies. Yeah. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Much more to get to here on our Rochester. When we come back, we're profiling a local business in celebration of Women's History Month.
Hey, and don't forget, you can take us on the go wherever you are. Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We are back right after this. 9/11 this Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We are continuing to celebrate Women's History Month right here on ARC Rochester, highlighting some of the amazing local businesses that are owned and operated by even more amazing women.
Yeah, this morning we're profiling the People's Choice Kitchen and all of the amazing work that they do in our community. From where we're joined now by Evangela Stanley. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, we're honored to have you here. The work that you do for folks in our area is it's remarkable. I know we used that word already, but it's true. For those who are maybe unfamiliar, give us a little overview of what you do.
Okay, well, I'm the owner, operator, 24 years. I've been serving the community, and I look at my restaurant as more than just a restaurant. It's also my ministry. So, and by what I mean by that is that we actually pour back into the community, not only serving food, I also have pay what you can afford. People could walk in if they do not have enough money for a meal. Whatever they have is enough. I believe in helping everyone. I look at everyone as my extended family. So there's nothing I wouldn't do for a stranger because I don't view people as strangers.
Evangela, when I first moved to the Rochester community about 6 years ago,
Yes.
I can't remember what there was going on, some sort of event,
Yes.
and there was a gathering downtown, and you had sent out a notice to newsrooms everywhere that, hey, if there were people in the area that were in need, come on in. We're not going to charge you. If you need a meal, if you need a plate, please come by. We don't turn anyone away.
Yes.
And I was awestruck with the generosity coming from one human being. And then over the course of the following 6 years, I have seen that time and time again coming from you and coming from the People's Choice Kitchen. Why is it, what about the community drives you to do that? Where does that passion for people come from?
Comes from my Lord and Savior. I look at people, as I stated before, as family, and I grew up extremely poor, so I know what it's like to be without. I know what it's like not to have a birthday party, not to have toys at Christmas. There's plenty of days where my mom would have to go to the Asbury House, that's a church, and we were assigned a day where we'll go and pick out clothes. So being young, you're not aware of how poor you actually are, but I look at everyone as if it's me, and I see them through my eyes as being myself. So it's easy for me to walk up to strangers and ask them if you need anything, if I could help out. The restaurant's right down the street at 575. Last night, there was a young lady right down on Main Street across from Riverside. She sleeps out there every night, and it breaks my heart. So I take her food, and I take her blankets. And I rode by yesterday, the blanket I had given her, it was gone. So I was like, well, I'll be back today to make sure she has a blanket.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we have to take care of each other. I get it. I guess it's from God, and I haven't shared this story with too many people. At 17, I had a surgery. I was a procedure that was scheduled, and during that procedure, something went wrong, and I woke up in intensive care. I stopped breathing, and I was in intensive care for 1 week. And so I truly believe these are my missions, my assignments that my Lord and Savior have me on, and I enjoy doing every single one.
That is an amazing story.
Yeah.
Evangela, I want to know, you are definitely an inspiration to, I'm sure, so many in the community. You really seem like you take goodness and pass it on to other people. Yes. How can people follow in your footsteps and kind of pass on that joy and that kindness?
Exactly. And how about there's so many different women out there doing exactly what I'm doing. They're just not reaching out maybe to the news sources to let them know, hey, we have this event going on. But I team up with multiple probably about 20 businesses right now, and it's growing because I'm having my annual Easter bike event. Every year, we try to provide at least 100 new bikes to kids in the inner city that would not have a first bike. So I just I'm just doing what I'm called to do, and it's easy. Anybody interested in any type of help or direction, I'm here for them.
It's really incredible, and I can't tell you how fortunate the Rochester community is to have you as one of our neighbors. It's really remarkable. We have you here, though.
Yes.
And you did tell us what you brought here.
Okay, this is my Boss Jerk Sauce. I'm in business with the owner of Boss Sauce. Years ago, almost 20 years ago, I came up with my own little sauce, and it's very tasty, and it tastes great on everything. Vegans can use it, and I reached out to the owner of Boss Sauce and asked him, would he mind tasting it to see if he could make his shelf steady and ready to go. And he loved the flavor. His family loved it. And now I'm in Wegmans. I'm in Price Right.
Oh my God!
I'm
And in
20
Price Right, seriously?
Seriously, in like 20 different small markets. So this is unbelievable, the path. Starting off with a restaurant and ending up with your own sauce on a local shelf.
That's incredible.
It is.
Good for you. And for someone sitting at home quickly who
Yes.
knows of you, knows of the great work you do, and they want to support that, how can they do so?
They could either reach out via email. I could give you my email address, the phone number at the restaurant, or my address again, where I'm located.
Perfect.
I would love for the community to join us, and whoever that's able to pour back into the community, we would definitely appreciate it. All the help is definitely needed. It's a little rough right now in the economy, so I'm doing my part. And last thing, I'm getting ready for my Mother's Day. I'm skipping now to Mother's Day. My domestic abuse event, I host that every year for women that survive domestic abuse. My sister suffered decades of domestic abuse, so that's near and dear to my heart. Putting a smile on women's face and letting them know they're loved and appreciated.
So important. Evangela Stanley, the owner-operator of the People's Choice Kitchen here in Rochester, just an incredible woman making history on her own. Thank you so much for waking up bright and early.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Time right now is 9:18. Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, Stephanie Joseph will be breaking down some of the top political stories this Monday morning.
We're back on the other side of the break.
It's time for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. We're breaking down some major developments from the White House to Capitol Hill. We begin first with the hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members deported Sunday. Now, the Trump administration invoking a 1798 law called the Alien Enemies Act. It's meant to be used if the U.S. is at war with another country or a foreign country has invaded. A federal judge temporarily blocked the ability to use the act on Saturday, calling for the planes to turn around. The alleged gang members are said to be affiliated with the Tren de Aragua gang. They were sent to El Salvador, where they will be imprisoned. The country's president says the U.S. is paying $6 million to keep them for at least a year. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are expected to speak tomorrow by phone. While no details have been shared, the two are expected to discuss the war in Ukraine. It comes after the Trump administration lifted its suspension on military aid to Ukraine. The action was an effort by Trump to get Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to enter talks with Russia. Last week, Zelensky accepted a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the U.S.
We'll see if we have something to announce maybe by Tuesday. I'll be speaking to President Putin on Tuesday, and a lot of work's been done over the weekend. We want to see if we can bring that war to an end. Maybe we can, maybe we can't, but I think we have a very good chance.
Now to growing calls for the release of a Columbia University graduate who led pro-Palestinian protests on campus. Mahmoud Khalil was detained by ICE this month for those demonstrations. Khalil is a green card holder, but his permission to be in the U.S. was revoked. His attorney says this is a case of an individual being retaliated against for political dissent and under constitutionally protected speech. In a previous statement, the Department of Homeland Security said his arrest was in support of Trump's executive order prohibiting anti-Semitism. The action has sparked protests like this one in California and concerns over free speech.
Well, it's really not only a call for everybody in the United States to pay attention, including the administration, but also for the international community to pay attention. What's going on in the United States? How much the United States has been changing since even before Trump has taken into office, during the Biden administration and previous administrations.
Now to President Trump's nominee to lead the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in the hot seat on Friday. Now, Dr. Mehmet Oz had his confirmation hearing that day in front of the Senate Finance Committee. If confirmed, he would be in charge of overseeing the health care coverage of more than 160 million Americans.
I commit to doing whatever I can, working tirelessly to ensure that CMS provides Americans with access to superb care, especially Americans who are most vulnerable, our young, are disabled, elderly.
Well, Dr. Oz was also questioned about whether he dodged Medicare and Social Security taxes. One Democratic senator says Oz benefited to the tune of $440,000 over the last 3 years. A spokesperson for Oz says he's in compliance with the law. I'll make sure to stay with ARC Rochester on air and online as we continue to follow these hearings and more. Stick around. We're back after this.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. 9:27. We want to kick things off this last half hour of the show by taking a look at what people are talking about in today's Trending Now.
I don't know about you. I always kind of brace myself for this segment because I don't look ahead. I always wait to see what producer Ashley has picked.
Roll of the dice.
So it's always I'm always a little hesitant. But we're going to start things off with Starbucks this morning. The coffee chain has been ordered to pay $50 million to a man who suffered severe burns after a drink spilled in his lap at a California drive-thru location.
Yeah, so this incident took place in 2020. The man was at an LA-based delivery, or he is an LA-based delivery driver, was at that drive-thru picking up 3 large hot teas at the drive-thru. And according to court records, the Starbucks barista negligently put one of those teas into that drink carrier with an unsecured lid.
After the barista handed the man the tray, the lid popped off, spilling that hot tea into the man's lap. He suffered third-degree burns on his legs and genitals as a result.
Now, according to the man's attorney, he had to receive 2 skin grafts. Surveillance video here that you were just seeing was key in this lawsuit, showing that one of those 3 beverages was sitting askew as the employee passed those drinks right through the window there.
Okay, Starbucks released a statement saying they sympathize with the man. However, they say they do plan to appeal that verdict.
So here's the thing. This man, he did say that he would settle with Starbucks if they would pay $30 million and offer an apology. And the company said that that was not a go, and that's why it actually went to trial.
How hot does something have to be to give you third-degree burns? Ashley, can you look that up for us?
That's a good question.
Here, you should not be serving anything that
hot.
That is, and I mean, it reminds me of the McDonald's lawsuit. I can't remember how far back that was, but, you know, a similar story there. A woman got hot coffee spilled on her. I think a similar thing at the drive-thru.
So, it's 150-degree water. If they expose to it for 2 seconds, it can give third-degree burns. I do know, because I used to work at Starbucks, our hot drinks come at 160 degrees as regular.
So
it's really hot.
It's hot.
It's really hot.
It's hot, and it's only got, I would imagine it only is in that cup for seconds before it gets put in the tray with the lid on it and passed through the window. So the customer is receiving it as hot as possible. So, you know, they're still getting hot tea rather than cool tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is a talker. So what apparently happened is you see this man, once that drink spills, his foot comes off the brake, and he actually keeps on going.
Yep.
Got the car in park. They ran out to assist him, had to call for an ambulance to come take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because that's how severe it was. And you can see that this poor barista's in shock. It looks like once that happens, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly a tragic incident. Thankfully, he survived. He's alive.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly thought-provoking because, again, you're going to the establishment, you're ordering the hot beverage.
He wasn't even the one ordering it. He was a delivery driver.
Yes.
So he's going to work.
Yes. Yeah, fair.
You know, it wasn't even for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what, when you work for a third-party company like that, what sort of benefit there is to a workman's comp claim.
Sure,
or if there is workman's comp for Uber Eats or, you know, Grubhub or whatever delivery company it is. But something people will certainly be talking about today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another story that has a lot of people heated. An American influencer is facing backlash for reportedly separating a baby wombat from its mother while in Australia and recording herself doing this and then posting it to social media. It's maddening.
Yep, there she goes. Jeez. Okay, so I almost for my off the top the other day. In the viral video, you can see her right there grabbing the baby from the ground and then running away barefoot. The wombat's mother tailing right behind her the whole time, and someone can be heard laughing in the back of the video.
The video was posted by a self-proclaimed outdoor enthusiast from Montana to her more than 90,000 followers on Instagram.
The video sparked backlash from animal advocates and politicians, and it even prompted an online petition with over 20,000 signatures calling for that woman to be banned from Australia.
According to the Wombat Protection Society of Australia, there was no clear indication that the baby was successfully reunited with its mother and that prolonged separation could have fatal consequences.
A woman says she posted a response saying the baby was carefully held for 1 minute in total, then released back to the mom. They wandered back into the bush together, completely unharmed, and then she later went on to defend her actions by claiming that she believed the wombat was sick or injured, which is why she went to pick the baby up.
She doesn't make any mention of that in the actual video of her picking it up and laughing, and you hear the baby crying, and you hear the mother screeching or making some sort of primal call for her child. Officials are investigating the conditions of her visa to evaluate if immigration laws were violated. Now, I did hear on social media an Australian politician say, you know, maybe we should invite her back and let her try that with an alligator.
Oh.
See what happens there.
Yeah.
They were none too pleased, and I don't blame them. You don't do that.
No.
We saw pictures or video last year at some point of a couple of people for Instagram taking baby black bears. Do you remember this?
I do.
From their mother?
Yes, I do.
And then one of them, they were sure never was reunited with the rest of the pack. It's the wild, people. You don't do that for a picture. You take a picture from a distance.
Yeah.
You see some of these people out there taking picture with wild buffalo. They're, you know, feet away from them. That's how you get yourself killed. And then people get upset. Oh, well, you know, there should be. No, it's your fault. You're at fault. She is at fault.
They're
I'll
wild
be the judge and jury in this one. She's at fault.
They're wild animals for a reason.
Yes.
That's where they live.
Yes.
That's where they belong.
They were there first.
And I would also make the comparison, you know, if you ever watch National Geographic, the photographers and journalists out there, they're not allowed to touch the animals.
No.
And it's for a reason. You know, they can't interfere with the natural cycle of life and the way that they communicate and rely on one another. And, you know, I mean, who knows what happened
She's
here,
getting backlash for a really stupid decision that she made, and rightfully so. Sorry, but don't be dumb, and this doesn't happen.
There you go. Good life lesson from Dan
Right.
Scrapp. Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb.
Let's get to an age-old question that's taken social media by storm in just the past few days. What is with the embroidery at the end of towels? And I cannot believe that this is what we're talking about. I just feel like, whatever.
I don't know.
Let's go
Listen,
on.
A software engineer went on Twitter to ask that exact question. He posted saying he's convinced that it only exists to shrink and make it impossible to fold the towel nicely. I get what he's talking about, causing you to buy yet another towel.
A lot of people chiming in, equally confused about its purpose. Some saying it makes the towels dry faster. Others saying it's just for decoration.
Yeah. Do you know?
No.
Neither do I. The American towel wholesaler Towel Hub, who knew that existed, they weighed in with the answer. The lines are called Doobie Border. They play a crucial role in enhancing durability, performance, and overall aesthetic appeal.
What does that mean?
Listen, I don't know. They enhance performance, overall aesthetic appeal, and something else.
The woven strip helps prevent frays, improves absorbency, and also gives towels a professional and polished look, because that is what I'm looking for when I'm taking a shower.
Maybe, listen, I want the professional polished look for the guest towels. I don't need them for my towels,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
In the end, it really doesn't matter. And it's a stupid tidbit of information that you now know. So there you go.
Filling our brains with information we don't need one morning at a time.
Yep.
9:37, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're pitching some of our ideas for an upcoming contest. It's pretty sweet, Abigail.
And don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this. We are dishing it out this Monday morning here on ARC Rochester, and we're doing so in a very sweet way because one local ice cream shop is hosting a special contest that you can take part in.
Yeah.
And you.
Yummy.
Everyone, Molly V's Homemade Ice
See you
Cream
guys
in
later.
Victor is currently running a flavor contest where you at home can submit your innovative idea for a chance to see that creation come to life, as well as win free ice cream. Forget this.
Ooh.
A solid year, people. 1 year of ice cream.
That is
Make the
crazy.
Kimberly happy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
For more on the contest, we're joined now by the owner of Molly V's Homemade Ice Cream. That is Mike Vistoco. Did I get it right, Mike?
You got it.
Excellent. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
This is really, really cool. Free ice cream for a year. I can't think of a single person that would have a problem with it.
Right, yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Molly V's.
So yeah, Molly V's I started Molly V's back in 2022. I was actually, step back in the late 70s, I started making ice cream when I was in high school. And it just stuck with me throughout the years. And after that, I got a real job. And I retired about 7-8 years ago from a local school district, and I just needed something to do.
Yeah.
So I said, why not make ice cream? Who doesn't like ice cream? And then I said, who doesn't like homemade ice cream?
Oh, yeah.
So I did my research. I bought a machine and I started making it in a local restaurant in the village of Victor called Fire on Main. So I started making my ice cream there. And then eventually I got a trailer. So I sold ice cream out of the trailer, and I have a cart. And then eventually I got a storefront about 18 months ago. So now I sell and make ice cream out of my store in the village of Victor.
And you brought an
lot of
incredible
flavors.
display here. Just, I mean, this is literally a handful of the, how many flavors are on here?
It's probably close to 100.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, a ton of ice cream. We can't let this melt any longer, though. We need to dive in, Mike.
Am I handed out
Give
cups?
us a little bit of a guided tour quick, and then I want to
sure.
talk about the contest.
Oh, sure. I don't know where you want to start, but this one
Sure.
is probably the most popular. It's a caramel brownie that I make.
Do you want to scoop it? I'll
Yeah.
give you everything.
Got that. Get another.
And so the next one is a cotton candy. So the cotton candy is kind of unique. You see it's a pink color, but actually I don't use the red dyes. It's actually beet juice that makes it pink.
wow.
Really?
I love it.
Wow.
That's wild.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah. Do you
incredible.
mind if I?
Just dive in.
You go
Yeah,
right
just
in.
dive
All
in.
right.
One
Yeah,
of yours.
just
Just
pick
go.
one. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
geez.
Okay.
For all your
I can eat the
I'm gonna
mango,
try some of
correct?
this.
You could have the mango. Dan is a vegan, dairy-free, so I brought one especially for Dan.
That was
What do I have?
very
And I gotta
nice.
tell you,
Cookies and cream.
That's by far the best mango I've had.
I appreciate it.
It tastes like an actual mango.
Pass that to you.
That's really, really good.
So, at least 100 flavors. I mean, from spumoni to M&Ms to lemon ice to cherry to candy cane. Blue Devil Fruity Pebbles. That sounds
Isn't that
delightful.
the
Caramel
kids love
brownie.
that one.
Okay.
do you
So I
think?
want to talk about the contest
Yes.
here. So tell us how it works. This is killer, by the
Yeah.
way. What is that? That's
I'm trying
brownie
to
one?
dig out a chunk here.
Yeah.
But you have to have this one too. So the
Okay.
cinnamon bun. So speaking of the contest, so I want people they come in the store all the time and they ask, can you make this flavor? Can you make that flavor?
That's bold. They just come right in and ask.
They do. And then, one person wanted dill pickle ice cream. So I actually made dill pickle ice cream, but it didn't see the light of day because
Yeah.
it was awful.
Oh, really? Did they eat it anyway?
No, I didn't
like a
even
mango.
bring it out.
I appreciate that you tried,
like a
though. That's
mango.
wild.
Sorry, we're
okay,
talking over
so, so now it's a contest. People can.
So the
There's
contest,
a lot of
so
just come and take one.
Yeah. Here you
take
go.
some ice cream.
You have to give us your review, though.
Here's your spoon.
They're stealing the
You got
ice
it?
cream on us.
All right.
So people could come into the store, fill out a card, choose a flavor name. They could choose up to 4 fixins or
Yeah.
mix-ins to
Wow.
put in. You could put a cereal, you could put candy, you could put cookies, you could put nuts, you could put caramel, whatever you want to put in, you could put in.
Yeah.
And then I will have a panel of judges narrow it down to 4 finalists. So the 4 finalists
Sorry.
will. You guys are killing me.
I know, we're talking over you. I
sorry.
apologize.
Okay,
It's
So
just
the 4
so good.
finalists,
Yeah.
they'll come into the store and I'll make the ice cream, and then from there, the customers will choose the winner.
Oh, wow.
They'll have samples of the 4, and then the winner will actually receive free ice cream for a year.
How long will those
fantastic.
4 samples be up for grabs?
It'll probably be, I haven't decided, but within the month of May, because the contest, you have to submit your application by April 28th.
Okay.
So then the judges will be in line early May, and then probably mid-May, I'll make the ice cream, and then we'll have the customers come in and choose the winner.
I'm sure that people are just gonna flood to the shop for this. And this is Main Street in Victor. Yes.
31 West Main Street in Victor. Yeah. It's
That's
right
excellent.
next to Fire and Main, which is a restaurant, and I'm right next door.
Very good. And they have to come in person
They have
to
to come
enter their
in person.
submissions. Okay. Is there going to be like an explanation, like why you want it? No, just
Yeah.
flavor name,
Flavor
description,
name,
add-ins.
description.
Very good.
Yeah, and then the judges will narrow it down to 4, and then we'll
All
make the
about
4.
taste, baby.
Yeah.
All
How did
good.
you? How do you get
These
to be
are
one
delicious.
of the judges for
These
this?
are very
This
good.
is,
Well, I was going to ask someone from here, but if you guys want to enter, then you can't be a judge.
Oh, yeah.
So-
We're entering. We're entering this contest because we want we have
want
a big
free ice cream
freezer
for
up
a year,
there,
right?
and we need it stocked.
Right.
So like this one is my cinnamon bun. You
Oh
have
yeah.
to try
Okay,
this.
get to
I got
that
it.
one
Yep,
yet.
I got it.
Oh,
So
dive in.
a local bakery, I take their cinnamon buns and I put it right in my mix with
There's
my
a-
machine. So every bite you get It's a cinnamon bun with the cream cheese frosting and everything.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Right.
That is the way to do it. Molly V's is the ice cream shop. It's located in Victor. If you want to enter the contest, we'll post all of the information on our website, foxrochester.com. You have to do it in person at the brick and mortar. The doors, what are the hours that you guys are open?
1 to 9 every day of the week.
Excellent.
Look at that.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate and for all of this. It's delightful. Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we are helping you cure headaches after the St. Patrick's Day weekend. I think the ice cream helps.
We're back after this.
$9:49. It's time for some life hacks this Monday morning. And if you're anything like us, you probably took part in some early St. Patrick festivities. Mark is taking part in some right now with Molly V's Bailey's ice cream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bailey's Irish cream.
Okay.
How about that cure a hangover?
Listen, I'm sure it would. Hair of the dog. You're slurring already.
Yeah. This morning we are helping you get back on track. Producer Ashley put together some bizarre hangover remedies that are said to cure the worst of the worst.
Yeah, Mark and Stephanie are here because they also need help bouncing back from a weekend of
Saturday was a lot of fun.
Saturday was fun.
Water.
Yep.
Oh, this weekend you did.
Just had some food coloring in it, the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Abigail, you want to start?
No, go for it.
Okay, so we're going to start with some less weird hangover cures. First one on the list is pickle juice.
That sounds good.
Apparently, the electrolytes and vinegar help replenish lost nutrients.
Cleanses too, right?
Do you not like pickles?
I like pickles.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think the juice is for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like the hangover would be better than the pickle juice.
Listen, the spicy ones from the vending machine, they're pretty good.
I'd try that.
They're
Yeah.
good.
You know?
Yeah. They're saying that asparagus can help break down alcohol faster because of the enzymes that are in it. Apparently so.
Okay. Coconut water and soy sauce. It's hydration and salt to restore sodium levels.
That's horrible. That's awful. Burnt toast is another suggestion here. Burnt Toast?
No.
I
No,
think
thanks.
that's, in line when I had my time with alcohol and I can only eat.
When I had my time with alcohol. Sounds like a stint, like you did some time.
Yeah.
It was
my time
only
with alcohol.
a couple hours.
Do we need to talk to Danielle in Human Resources here?
It was off the clock.
Okay.
New Year's Eve.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You've got Sprite. Study suggests it can speed up speed up your metabolism so that you metabolize the alcohol
It's
faster.
also got loads of carbonation in it.
Mm-hmm.
Soothe the stomach.
This is. I'm gonna skip ahead. Well, tomato juice with Tabasco. I feel like that's kind of like a Bloody Mary, right? And then I also say banana and peanut butter toast.
Oh.
Replenishes potassium, stabilizes.
I thought these were going to be disgusting, but they're not.
Hike,
Well, hold
hike
on.
and sweat out those toxins.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hike is the other.
So we're getting to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There are weird ones too.
Okay.
Okay.
What one are you gagging at?
Number 2.
No, I know.
What is it?
Okay, so these are titled odd ones.
Yeah.
Eating a hair of the dog.
Oh.
In Mongolia, they eat pickled sheep eyeballs in tomato juice.
That's gross. Rub lemon under your armpits.
You don't do
I
that?
do that. They also, some people with their deodorant alternatives, they use that.
Lemon?
Yeah.
Drinking poached duck embryo soup. Inhaling fresh cow dung fumes.
Oh.
Pickled herring wrapped around a pickle.
Burying yourself in sand.
There's
Who's got time for that?
A mustard bath.
A mustard
A mustard bath.
Did you see
like
the
fill your
tarantula
bathtub
soup?
with mustard.
Apparently so. Soaking in mustard powder infused water is believed to draw out the toxins. And then the last one on this odd list is eating burnt matches.
This one is really concerning, though, under crazy ones. Mummified human flesh. Ancient Romans allegedly scraped bits of Egyptian mummies and mixed it into a drink to absorb their strength.
Oh.
This is disgusting. Rabbit
Dried
poop,
viper broth.
Rabbit
saw the
poop tea.
tarantula?
Ew.
That's
Sheep's
gross.
brain smoothie.
Oh!
Fresh eel in wine.
Okay.
Fermented seagull in water. What?
Actually, I think you
seagull.
made these up.
Yeah, this
These
is...
are real. These are all true.
And there's a picture of the bird.
Oh,
Come on, you can't do that to that seagull.
Octopus ink shots.
No.
Oh, no.
No, I'm going to stick with the Bailey's Irish
And
cream.
the last one, the last
ice
one.
cream.
Boiled tarantula soup.
Boiled tarantula
Nope.
soup.
Nope.
Disgusting. You know what I've always found works
Yeah, look at the
great?
screen.
Just a nice cold shower.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that too.
Yep.
A greasy sandwich.
Yep.
Something. Yeah.
That
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, stick around. When we come back, our morning's final thoughts and probably more ice cream.
Yeah, we're back after this. Not here.
Not here.
Final thoughts this morning on ARC Rochester. Happy
Mine
St.
is-
Patrick's Day.
Ice
Yes.
cream is delicious.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
Final
with it.
thoughts.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Well, listen. For final thoughts, Evangela Stanley,
Yeah.
incredible
Oh my gosh,
woman.
amazing.
Keep up the great work. Help her and
Marty
People's
is already
Choice
eating
Kitchen
the sauce back there.
No way.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, on the chicken.
There's some more.
yeah.
She brought it's on your desk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Quickly, what is our flavor going to be?
Well, I only tried the cotton candy, but I have a feeling pistachio.
No, not your favorite flavor.
Oh.
Our flavor for the contest.
Oh,
I
gosh.
like peanut butter. I mean, something with peanut butter in it. Maybe a swirl of vanilla.
I think salty coffee.
Salty coffee.
Salty.
Oh, morning.
Like a
yeah, you gotta have the
toffee.
morning theme.
Gotta
Yeah.
have some toffee
Yeah.
in there.
Not bad.
Not mad
Espresso
about it.
toffee.
Maybe a Heath bar coffee flavor.
Yeah,
Hey, that
there you
does it
go.
for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on the other channel. What is it?
It's 13 Wham ABC. We'll see you back there later today for 13 Wham News at midday.
Goodbye.